Los Angeles Rams. First 2-0 start since 2021 when they won the Super Bowl. So far, so good for Matthew Stafford's bad back. He's top 10 in QBR, top 5 in yards, 3 touchdowns to 1 pick. And the wide receiver tandem of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams has been among the best in the early going. But the real story is the defense. The defense is top 5 in points and yards, number 1 in defensive EPA. They've only allowed 1 touchdown in 2 games, 2nd in sacks and 5th in opponent QBR. Green Bay aside, I'm not sure there's a tougher defensive front to block in all of football. Byron Young, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, so on and so forth. Those dudes are absolutely ballers. They came a play away from beating the Philadelphia Eagles last year in the divisional round of the playoffs. Last season, they returned to the scene of the crime in week 3 for an opportunity for retribution. It'll be interesting to see how the Rams measure up this go-round against the reigning defending Super Bowl champs.
For the team that said bleep them picks, they're pretty good at picking.
Yeah, they are.
Every player you just mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, is a Rams draft pick.
No doubt.
On the defensive side of the ball.
No doubt.
They have the, you know what?
They have a lot of young talent.
Well, give teams credit when they have a clear-cut black and white strategy. When they were going for the Super Bowl with that older core, bleep them picks. Now that they're rebuilding, use the picks. And they're using them well, and that's a strategy. You know what the Rams are doing. They have done a hell of a job, and they are legit Super Bowl contenders.
Absolutely. And they got another one, Josiah Stewart, who's a baller too, another edge rush guy. I think he's out of Michigan. Another guy that you got to keep an eye on. They got so many guys in that front 7 that can be disruptive. Next.
Number 4.
The Baltimore Ravens. They're the 6th team in the last 50 seasons to score 40-plus points in each of the first 2 games of the season. And Sunday was Lamar Jackson's 11th career game with 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions, breaking a tie with Pat Mahomes for the most by a quarterback in their first 8 seasons in the NFL history. Maybe the most impressive part about their Week 2 win over the Browns is that the Ravens did it with Derrick Henry likely having the least amount of production that he'll have in a game all season long, only 23 yards rushing. The Ravens will benefit from the Burrow injury in terms of margin for error, penciling in a couple of more wins on the ledger. The biggest question is, can the pass defense and the pass rush continue to improve?
So they took out their frustrations from that Buffalo loss on the Bills. I was looking at their schedule this morning, actually. The next 4 games are going to tell us a lot about the Ravens. Maybe this 3rd game, not so much after what we saw last night from the Texans, but they have the Lions, at the Chiefs, the Texans, and then the Rams. It's going to be an interesting 4-game stretch for the Baltimore Ravens.
Those first 3, record-wise, are not good teams, which is wild. I agree with you, but it's weird to think, of that, only the Chargers would be, record-wise, a really good team right now. Lions, 1-1. Chiefs 0-2, and then
Texans and Rams
0-2, and then the Rams, obviously. Sorry, what did I say? I said it.
Chargers.
Yeah, sorry, fine. Rams. Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Next.
Number 3.
The Buffalo Bills. They won by 3 possessions on the road without Josh Allen scoring a touchdown. The Bills have 900 yards without a single turnover this season. Ooh. Buffalo was the 5th team since 1933 to have 900 yards and 0 turnovers through the first 2 games of the season, along with the 2020 Packers, 2019 Ravens, 2017 Patriots, 2016 Raiders. All of those teams won at least a dozen games. Buffalo has won the turnover battle in 24 straight games, including the playoffs, the longest streak in NFL history. Put simply, they let you make all the mistakes and they take full advantage of it. And they have the best player in the sport in Josh Allen.
I think that they could be number 1. The fact that they're number 3 indicates how good the first 2 teams on your list probably are, because I don't know that anyone would look at Buffalo and say, boy, there's so many teams playing better football than they are. Josh Allen is now this guy, which is so weird to say, at least in the regular season. He's a find-a-way-to-win guy.
Oh, yeah.
For years, he was the find-a-way-to-lose guy because he would just give the other team the ball.
I was going to say, though, no turnover. Well, not no, but he's really gotten those under control.
Man, he's playing at a different level, and I contend that the MVP has given this dude a different level of confidence, a different level of sweat.
Totally agree.
Just putting it out there. These are the Canty Power Rankings brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. So far, we got the Buffalo Bills checking in at 3, Baltimore Ravens at number 4, Los Angeles Rams at number 5. Pat Costello.
Number 2.
The Green Bay Packers. The Packers currently have plus 650 odds to win the Super Bowl. Shorter odds than the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And the reason for that is that defense. We got a chance to see it up close and personal last week. That defense shut down the Lions and the Commanders in back-to-back weeks. Both those teams ranked inside the top 5 in NFL in scoring last season. The Lions ranked first at 33.2 points per game in 2024. And guess what? They combined for 31 points versus the Packers this season. Against Washington, the Green Bay Packers pass rush notched 24 pressures, 12 quarterback hits, 4 sacks on 52 dropbacks. They allowed only 4 first downs and 82 yards of offense to Washington in the first half while mounting a double-digit lead. The only reason, and I mean the only reason, why the Green Bay Packers are not number 1 in my rankings is because I have a healthy amount of respect for experience.
Let's get to number 1 then.
Number 1.
The Philadelphia Eagles. Tush push on life support again? Eagles may have won the battle, beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 59 rematch on Sunday, but it could cost them the war. The latest push for exiting the most controversial play in the league is gaining traction because the play is officiated differently than any other play in the game. Philly is still a supremely talented ball club, and they have the blueprint on getting the Super Bowls. But the question is, will we feel differently about their prospects this season if the NFL shifts course on how they officiate the tush push?
In season, you think they could do it?
In terms of calling offsides on the offense, on calling neutral zone infractions, on calling false starts, absolutely.
So the emphasis, not the rules.
The emphasis.
Got it. Okay, I misunderstood that.
The emphasis.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I think we had to have you do 1 before we get back to 2 here, because obviously the healthy amount of respect you're talking about with the Eagles. Tell me if you agree with this, and then obviously Smalls, all the omissions, etc. Do you believe the Packers are playing better football today than the Eagles, but because the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year and are 2-0 and have won 18 of 19 games, that properly impacts your thought process? Because both can be true. Packers may be playing better football, but how do you supplant a team that won the Super Bowl, runs it back, and is 2-0?
This is going to sound strange. I think the Packers have a higher ceiling than the Philadelphia Eagles.
That doesn't sound strange to me, honestly.
That defense?
I think it sounds. They have a higher ceiling. Now, will they get there? I don't know. I do trust the Philadelphia Eagles to maximize whatever potential that they have in that locker room, more so than Green Bay, just because I've seen the Eagles do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to put a number, so to speak, on this. I understand what you're saying, even though it sounds weird. In your mind, you probably are playing out, if the Packers win the Super Bowl, we could get there in February and be like, that wasn't even that hard for them. They were that good. Where the Eagles may win a lot of one-score games in getting there. That's the difference between the ceiling and the accomplishment. Because the Eagles are more likely to do it because we've seen it. But if the Packers do it, they may pummel teams along the way.
But here's the thing. The Packers,
if they do it,
they are destroying teams. Even though the score doesn't look like it,
they're controlling the game.
These aren't close games.
Correct. No,
their offense isn't even close to being as good as it possibly can be.
No, actually, we sat there. They had misses. They had misses.
So many. Like, there were 2 Matthew Golden misses on explosive passing plays from Jordan Love. 2 of them.
Yep.
He underthrew 1. He overthrew 1. Both of them would have been touchdowns. This Green Bay team is scary.
Philly, Green Bay, Buffalo, Baltimore, the Rams, in that order, 1 through 5 power rankings.
Those are the power rankings. Michelle Smallman, you are my accountability partner. Any objections, any omissions?
Well, I'm sure there's 2 fan bases who are listening right now that are upset that they were omitted. What about the Bucks? What about the Chargers?
I ain't going to do it with the Chargers.
Why not?
Not just yet.
Why not?
Because, man, I've been burned by the Chargers too many times. Every time I think this is going to be the Chargers' year. They close to the Dallas Cowboys. They cousins with the Cowboys in terms of thinking it's going to be their year, and then they fall apart. So I'm gonna be as patient as I need to be with the LA Chargers before I anoint them. As far as the Buccaneers,
yep,
I like the Bucs. I don't love the Bucs. And the biggest issue that I have with them is the injuries. And then when we consider the other teams that I've got as the creme de la creme of the NFC, I don't think their quarterback has the same level of horsepower as Matt Stafford or as Jordan Love or as Jalen Hurts. So that's why I'm I'm putting that caveat with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I gave them consideration. They would be honorable mention on this list. They would be the next team that I would have in my power rankings, but I couldn't elevate them above what I've seen from the LA Rams or the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills, so on and so forth.
Got it.
So there you go. Power rankings 1 through 5. Again, Philly, Green Bay, Buffalo, Baltimore, and the Rams. Coming up, why one MVP pick on our show cannot happen per some. We will get to that after we get to this, where on Friday night, Michelle Smallman was told by all of her friends, you know what? Your hair looks great.